The info point is a great way to serve audio and video content to your visitors. One of the problems that we've noticed though is that many of the modern smartphones and tablet devices don't work terribly well with the type of video player that's installed on the info point. We found the better way is to use the built-in player that is available on all mobile devices, tablets and computers. And what we're going to do is show you how to set your existing info point up to play or call content using the native player. So what you end up with is an image and a player icon. In fact, the entire area is touch sensitive in parallel with the icon, so it works really well on a mobile device. So I'll just click the icon now with my mouse button and you'll see that really quickly the native player kicks in and displays the content. We'll pause it there and then we'll move on to actually doing the hard work and setting the player up. The first thing that you need to do is to log in using your username and password. You'll need administrator rights, so you'd expect to get your admin user bar up here. And what we're going to do is first of all we're going to create a nice media image style. So we head over to configuration and then we go to image styles. You can see here that I've already created a media square image, but what we'll do, we'll do the whole thing from scratch. Just called it media square 2. So we're going to add a style and we call it media square 2, and I add 220 by 220 because that helps me remember what I'm doing here. So we're going to create the new style and then we're going to select a new effect, and down at the bottom there's scale and crop, so we're going to add scale and crop and we're going to enter 220 by 220, add an effect, and that's it. So we've got scale and crop 220 by 220 added. We've got our media square style name here. We just update the style and we're done. So we can just quit out of here by clicking the little cross, and now we have a media image that we can use in a few minutes time. What we're going to do now is load the icon and a little bit of code. Now the files that you need are on the infopoint.eu website associated with this video. So there's a little icon file, a little image file, and a file called media CSS. You'll need to open that CSS file with your favorite text editor, copy it, and what we're going to do is paste that content into a new bit of content we're just about to create. So we're going to use text and images. We just call it media player, and then what we're going to do, we want to have plain text, so we're just going to paste our code in here. So this code, we'll use it in a minute. I'll show you how to use it. We're going to choose the image file. Here's the image file here, player icon.png. Choose it, upload it, player icon. You don't really need to do this, but it seems wrong not to. And then what we're going to do, we don't need to provide a menu link, we're just going to save that bit of content. So now we've got this icon loaded and our code here. Good idea just to highlight the code like this and copy it. Now what we're going to do is actually use it. We're going to head over to appearance, and the top theme will be the current default theme. Click settings. Takes a while to load. This is quite a complicated screen. and somewhere down here you should have custom CSS. If it's not already enabled, you go to extensions and just make sure custom CSS is checked. We head into custom CSS. Now, depending on your system, it may be blank, there may already be something here, and what we're going to do underneath everything else is just paste in our little bit of CS code, and magically this will work, and save the configuration. You should get a green banner, and that's it. The code is all set up, ready to go. The final thing is now just to alter the settings of the content types. I'll show you how to do that now and then we're done. The next job is to set up the media player to play files directly. So to do this, we head on over to Structure, Content Types, Audio Media. That's here, the first one, because it begins with A. And what we're going to do, we just need to manage the display, which is curious, but it's true. So you end up with a screen something like this. You can see the audio media is referring to the media player, and the audio image is hidden. So what we're going to do is change the settings here, and we're going to go to a generic file, and then we're going to drag this audio image above it. So now the display is the content, that's the words, the audio image, the audio media. It's probably a good idea to save at this point, and just make sure that all the labels are hidden. Now the image, we want to just control the way that image is displayed, and the image style, what we want is to be our media square image, because that just looks nice. And what we could do, we could connect the select it to content or file. We're just going to have the image set to nothing. Okay, and now what we're doing, we've now got the basic player set up. It's not going to look very pretty, but it is going to work. So we save this setting, and now we go back to content types, and we do exactly the same for the video player. So we set that to generic file, we drag the media image up above it, check all the labels are hidden, set the image to link to image style to be media square, and link the image to nothing, or update that and save that, and now we're ready. So if we now hit the little cross and get out of there, we finally have our new media player.